All right, hello, you guys. Good morning. We have about 9 minutes till the market opens. Things are looking good. Make sure you say good morning if you're out there, so I know who's on the stream. And if you have any questions or anything you want, tickers or anything you want me to look at, just let me know. All right. Let me write something down here about growth cycles. All right. Well, the market looks good. We are opening a little bit lower over overnight, probably geopolitical concerns. But we're actually coming up off of those overnight lows. And rates are going down. Let's put the dollar somewhere on here. Let's put it right here. All right, the dollar's stable and strong. Gold is pulling back a little bit, so that's good. A good sign for stocks. And rates going down. And Bitcoin is up. And the VIX is coming down. So these are all confluent signs that the forces are pointing in the direction of growth market being favorable. Any of that can change always, we shall see. But I'd say there's more forces aligned this morning than there were even yesterday, and yesterday was a pretty good day. We do have some economic numbers coming. I don't think it's today. I think it's tomorrow. Let me double check. Calendar. Today we've got, we have PMI and exports and imports came in at 8:30, but we have a PMI coming in at the top of the hour, 10 o'clock, after the market opens. Those are always strange, when those reports come at that time. The market typically is slow to react to 10 o'clock type of economic data reports, but will react. In other words, the market will make its necessary turns and correct for whatever those economic reports at 10 o'clock happen, but the market opening at 9:30 causes it to be that forces are already flowing in lots of other directions, so that by 10 a.m., with a late economic report like that coming out, it takes a little more time for all those hoses and flows and faucets and rivers and everything to sort of get diverted back into where they need the new directions they need to take, versus, let's say, an economic report comes at the normal time of 8:30 a.m., 1 hour before the market opens. Now everyone's done an hour of work and study to make sure of how they want to change their weightings of their portfolio, money managers, and what they want to lighten up on and what they want to do. And so then the market opens and it's immediately going to go ahead and be strong in whatever direction the economic report should indicate the market should take direction. And the market always wins. So, follow the market. But so what I'm saying is that, but when the market opens at 9:30 in 4 minutes here, it's already going to have all kinds of flows going on. And depending on how important anyone feels the 10 o'clock economic data coming in are to their money manager portfolio balancing, they may be willing to take strides during these first half an hour. And then what can happen is the only times that you see something interesting happen is when the 10 a.m. economic data is something that was vastly unexpected. So that's, hasn't been happening lately. Everything's been dialing in, but it can happen at any moment. It's unexpected for a reason. So when that happens, then that's when you see a 10 a.m. reaction. That's when everybody goes, whoa! Because if it was a solid surprise expectation on expectations, the 10 a.m. data. So we have PMI data at 10 a.m. It shouldn't change much, is what I'm saying. And even if it does, you might not see all that start to be dissectable for probably an hour and a half. You wouldn't be able to dissect all the little points and the lines and everything to be able to figure that out for probably an hour and a half. And but the fastest it could really react is a half an hour and a half. But after that, let's say that'd be 10, 11:30. So before noon, the PMI effect of that report will be already flowing in whatever new directions is going on by noon. So then we have 4 more hours with the market. So not that big a deal. The PMI report, no matter what happens. And usually the PMI report usually just confirms other numbers. It's just a more recent now economic data point to solidify whatever trajectory all the economic reports are pointing out. And all the economic reports are pointing out, we're in the beginning of a massive growth cycle that's about to happen. And we have an administration that's capitalist and is going to believe and set things up in such a way that that's going to be supported. So we have a big, huge 4-year runway for growth. And economies are really hard to derail. Like economic forces take 6 to 9 months to turn around. It's not something that anything anyone says or this or that. There's either going to be, even if there were to be a crash because of some unexpected balloon pop of some factor, right? That we've seen this before. Even crashes don't stop a bull market. They just pause it for a little while. Usually only like a month to 3 months. Crashes recover. They might take a year to recover, but the bottom will be put in within 1 to 3 months on crashes, But then strong corrections, then corrections, then pullbacks. These all can happen during a bull market. But we have a nice 4-year runway here, and we're about 2 years into an economic cycle which has been improving, which really started at the bottom of the pandemic. In some sense. I mean, I was able to allocate and plan for it way back then. All right, we have 40 seconds till the market opens. 40 seconds coming right up here. I got into Palantir yesterday. It's doing good. I got into a bunch of things yesterday. What did I get yesterday? I got to turn this arrow. Cerdo, CLS, Team, ON, MMYT, Fix, Carvana, and Palantir. And these are for 1 to 20-day holds. Short term, just grabbing things that are having they're at a right spot and are in a growth cycle. I have other things. I have about 40 other things that are positions and that I'm building positions on. Okay, that was the bell. The market is open. So we'll see what starts to happen here. I have my screeners, my scanners running, and I'm able to see what the breadth will be like. And breadth, if you're not familiar, it's kind of a packed term. Like, what does that mean? Breadth means how everything's moving across the board. Breadth would mean everything's moving widely in the same way. That would be breadth. Think like a battlefield. Like, remember the movie Braveheart? or Lord of the Rings, when everyone's standing at the top of a hill, like for miles, right? That's breadth. Everyone's pointed in the same direction, all of them. But imagine what that day would feel like differently if everybody was pointed in different directions and meandering about. That's not breadth, and it also causes a mixed day. Now, what if they turned around and they all were standing on that hill and they were turned around, not in the direction of forward, but backward? That's also breadth. But it's breadth in a negative way. It's a negative breadth, right? They're all going to run that way. So breadth on the market is how you measure. It's an indication. It's an indication that everyone agrees. What was that? I just got an interesting little sound, which I'm not sure what that was. Did you hear that? Oh, I think that's Webull. Oh, maybe I'm hitting some profits over on Webull, I think. Let's see, orders. Oh, yeah. I'm getting a move on my position. Which one here? Duolingo. Okay. And filled. Yes, I just got 3 orders filled on Duolingo. Let's go take a look at that. Over on Webull. Yeah. So this is a short-term swing scalp. No, wait a minute. Am I building this? Oh, no, it became manic on the right here. Yeah. This extreme kind of right side reclaim is a beautiful thing. It's a signal in and of itself, and that's why I got in. But it also indicates the stock is getting manic. So even when something's jubilant, like it is, it's going up, you have to remember that could be like, I think George Carlin said, what did he say? Oh yeah, when people say they're more than happy to do something, he says, oh yeah, I'd be more than happy to do that. And he says, what is that? That sounds like a mental condition. He says, oh yeah, there's Bob over there. He's, more than happy. Right? So there's secure happiness and there's insecure happiness. There's anxious, manic happiness. Okay. And of course there's anxious and manic negativity as well. But you have to recognize that in your stock chart reading. Where are we? Is this something that I can rely on long term, or I can really only rely on this short term? And the interesting thing about Duolingo here is it was secure and non-anxious all the way to there, and then it got anxious, had a little anxious pop there, but then it settled in. So it's back to secure again. All secure movement, all pullbacks, nothing panicky, and then anxious, and then pullback, and then it got real panicky there. That's anxious in a big way. And then it starts to get calm and collected and be moving nice and contiguous in a supported manner, flowing. And that's to about that period there was secure behavior. And then has this pop, which is a little bit anxious, but it actually pulled back in a secure way. So you discount that pop. That's okay. But then all of a sudden, really strong move. A little bit of pushback here. That strong move, too strong in too many days in a row. Hey, it's great. It's great that it's doing it. But it is manic behavior. It is a bit anxious. And so it then continues. And so what we did is we got in on this anxious behavior in a growth cycle. And that allows us to understand that we can take advantage of that. Things are feeling great with that, that stock at the moment, right? And so that anxiety, that joyful anxiety, we go ahead and we profit off of that because we know it's going to, push hard for a couple of days. And even if it takes a little bit of time and then it goes, it's in it. It has a really good chance of flowing in our direction. So that's how that works. And that's why Duolingo looks so good. I think I just got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fills. So it's moving nicely. Thank you, Duolingo. Now I'm also in PAR, And it has not really been working out for me on this one called PAR. Let's go take a look at that just to make sure that I'm safe on that at the moment. Yeah, I got to keep an eye on it in case it gets down here to my stop. All right, now moving on to anything else in my portfolio. Let's go take a look at what's hot and what's not in my portfolio. Looks like Palantir, also another one of my anxious and short-term positions that I'm looking to have just quick gains on. And I got 2 out of 10 profits already out of that. So I got 8 more to go. It looks like it is kind of just wants to hang out where it, anxiously ended up yesterday. Now, interesting thing with Palantir is this was anxious behavior here, coming up and out of this nice contiguous movement. And then, woo, that's happy anxiousness. That's fine. And then it kind of continued the thrust, and then it's starting to settle in, started to get contiguous and secure in its movement, and then a bit of anxiety, but it actually got supported in a secure way. And then there was a nice pop in the opposite directions. You kind of could anti-discount that. So it's all in all, it's actually secure through this whole period. Even that right there, which is a breakdown of prior pivots, was handled securely, carefully, and securely. It wasn't panicky or manicky. And then it came up, comes down, moves up, comes down, and then earnings are released, and you have, whoa, anxious behavior. In a great way, it went up, but not something you want to build long-term position on. This is just something you're going to short-term exploit. So it's anxious. Things are flippant, and you're going to take some profits over the course of a couple of days. And you're going to get some follow through on something that's in a growth cycle. It's important. It has to be in a growth cycle. You're not interested in crazy stocks that are crazy. You're interested in crazy stocks that are in a growth cycle. So like you wouldn't want to do this on, I don't know, there's lots of stocks out there. Anything that's choppy. I've looked at a lot of stocks, and maybe, let's see. I'll just pull up some things. Okay, that's a good example. So you wouldn't do it on something like that. Because although in the long run it is in a growth cycle, but it's just way too all over the place. And especially sort of if you just sort of aggregate that together recently, then you're looking at like a whole region of like half a year where it's just been not necessarily going up, not making progress. So there's a lot of ways to sort of look at things. But anyway, that's my point on that. AS, I can see right now, is moving up. Very nice. Other things that are in my port, Cerdo, newly in my port, Cerdo, that I'd like to check on. Team. Okay. CLS doing really good. Was a good pre-market yesterday. The reason why is Google reported earnings yesterday, and in their conference call or report, they said they're going to buy more servers from Celestica, CLS. So CLS continues to do well, and I recognize that it's in a manic growth cycle moment, so that's very exploitatable, and so that's why I'm in that one for short term. Carvana, if you look at it, it looks like this manic kind of behavior, but it's kind of starting to settle in. The only problem is we haven't seen how it reacts to negativity. So I still kind of feel like it's unproven as something secure and to build a position on. So I'm treating it as a anxious short-term type trade, a couple of days. Quick profits. Don't expect to overstay your welcome, because of this drop and this whole thing from here and all this, and this reaction here is, believe it or not, is secure. This is good behavior. This was the bad behavior. So you put it all together, it takes 4 points like this, to be in a one or the other. secure or anxious. It takes 4 points. And, we only have 1 point so far. So, it's very unproven. So you got to stick to the just short-term outlook. That's fine, because I don't want to be in Carvana long-term if it's going to act like that. I wouldn't want to be in anything if it's going to act like that. On, another one looking good. MMYT. All right, getting some continuation this morning. Filling the pullback of yesterday. Overtaking it, I guess you can say. Stitch Fix. Oh, no, Comfort Systems Fix, whatever it is. Fix. Why am I in this? This couldn't be it. Why am I in Fix? This is interesting. When did I trade that? What was I'm not seeing it, I'm not seeing the opportunity here. The 3rd in the morning, I picked it up. The 3rd. Well, that was this day. In the morning, it must have been way up here. Guess I kind of took a premature chance on it. I did put my stop, I'm assuming, down here. And was looking good. I think this one's kind of like a bit less sure. I think my reasoning was it's done this before, and then it loops around and picks up again. So, this kind of behavior, and I'm just going to quickly exploit it was the idea. Enter here, put in a 4-to-1, I think is what I probably did. So that's about to here. That's pretty reasonable that before earnings, it might try and refill that dropped area, and I can exploit it quick in and out. CNVS, this is a position I've been building up. Okay, good. See, that's a good behavior. You might look at that and think, but it looks all over the place. But, you got to just really kind of look at it. It's handled pullbacks with authority. And it's all contiguous action, nothing panicky. And if anything, it's spurty in positive directions. And so I was able to build a position on that premise. Now, if it starts to get out of control, then I'll switch up, I'll change gears on it over to a short-term type of outlook. All right, Avgo also should be up today. It's up, but pulling back because Google said they're going to buy servers from Avgo as well. More servers from Avgo. AHR. That's beautiful. Just look at how beautiful that's moving around. Beautiful. Walmart. I'm in that AHR. Walmart continues to make gains. Meta. Yeah, continues to make progress since earnings release. I mean, these fast movements are anxious behaviors, but it's a very borderline case because it has remained contiguous and connected and in control through it. So it's like, I'm going out on a limb a little bit and I'm trusting it. And I'm trying to potentially build a position on it through it. Bros, it looks like I may have just like a little bit left to hit my final profits on it. Let me take a look here. Yeah, I've got one more profit target left, and then I will have half my position left because this one was I intended to build. But the cool thing is I'm up 18% on it right here, and earnings is coming up in a couple days. So as long as it can remain elevated like that, I'll be able to hold that padding of gains through earnings, having also already taken half my profits along the way here. And then if there's a good response, I could add on for the third time on Bros in a couple days after earnings. But I would only do that if I have enough padding of profit in my position and I'm sitting so pretty on it that I could take a punch to the gut if it weren't to work out. This energy transfer company, ET, which I put this moon, he's flying over the moon. on. Yeah, it's doing okay. I'm in that. ZV. I was trying to build a position on that, but I think this behavior right here is a little bit sus. However, it kind of picked up strongly, so it's borderline also. It's very close. United Airlines not doing super good as far as follow through, but it's not doing bad either on a recent entry that I made on that, and that was for it to build up a position. Let's take a look at my manic positions. VST. Yeah, it's doing okay. RCAT, I think I got in yesterday. We had an anxious cheat entry yesterday. Looking for some follow through. That'd be nice. Okay. In about 13 minutes, we're going to get that PMI report. And you know what I'm noticing? Not a lot of stocks are moving right now. The market is moving up, but it's mixed. It's 50-50. I'm looking at my breadth indicators. It's about like 50-50. But the market on whole, in general, is actually moving up. And so are the other forces that would be assisting it. But it feels like it's very light volume. Everybody's waiting for that PMI information at 10 o'clock is my point. So I think we're going to start to see some further taking of direction once the PMI data comes out at noon. I mean at the top of the hour at 10. Sound, PSTG, PRM. PRM. Why am I in this if it's below my stop? Might have gotten back in or something. Let me see here. Okay, I have a bunch of sell orders. I think I may have just missed noticing that this happened on this stock. Okay, I got to go through my statement and take a look and see my trade history. I might have missed completely stopping out here, but I probably got half stopped out. No, I set profit target starting at 13. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to be out of this. Not sure what's going on there with that one. PMI data in 11 minutes. I gotta see my trade history on this. I may have started a new position or something, but I don't see why. Let's see if I can get. It takes a while sometimes for the for Thinkorswim to retrieve your transaction history. And I guess it's doing that. Maybe I'm just asking for too much transaction history. Let's try 120 days. Maybe that's better. Okay, I pulled it up. All right, so I bought on the 15th. And I was back there. And I got 2 profit targets. And then it pulled way back. Did I raise my stop there? That doesn't look like a spot to raise your stop. I didn't add on. Oh, 121. Wait, 121. Okay, that was back here. Yeah, I got some profits out, but then it pulled way back. I think I was just supposed to liquidate this. I don't think this is correct that I'm still in this. And I'm going to do it because it doesn't look like it's having a very good day. I just will reclaim and relocate that money. Looks like I was supposed to stop out a couple days ago before it even got back down. It got down here. How many shares do I have? Let's go see. Not that big a deal. I'm down $60 from my entry, and I did already take 2 profits, so I'm probably only down $50. But I have 44 shares, and I was supposed to get out at 12.70. And I'm not sure why I didn't, but it's at 12.05 now, so that's 70 cents times 4 shares, 44 times 0.7, $31. So I'm down $31 that I didn't need to be. which is no big deal for me. Maybe for you, you have a small $2,000 account. $31 is huge, really. I mean, you don't want to be taking those kinds of hits regularly. Geez, you'll have nothing left. You're gonna have $1,600 left in no time, and then $1,200, and then $400, and you're dead. So anyway, but this is no problem. Moi, and I'm flattening that. And I have no idea why that didn't stop out, and why I converted it to a anxious short-term position also. Just odd. The whole thing is just odd. Well, all right. It's done. I'm out. Why did I take a look at that in particular? It was... I was just going down the list. Okay. PRM. All right. MNPR. This has been on a nice run that I'm in. All right. Wow. It's all the way at the top. It's showing on my chart here that I indicated that I'm taking profits. How far? Okay, all the way to there. So that means I'm almost out on that. Let me see. Oh yeah, I've only got 3 shares left, and the last order will be filled at $49.95. It's at $49.07. So, all right, that's going to take care of itself and clean out and take advantage of all my profits on that when it happens. I'm up 63% on that, and just about to be all out. So that was a beautiful trade. MNPR. Gigal needs to do something, needs to pick up. CrowdStrike. That's very nice. This is a tougher stock because it's been damaged. But it did reclaim and then start to act strong again. But then had this manic flit to new highs, which is great. It's difficult to rely on it, so that's why I put a wide stop on it. And I'm just looking to take profits as it progresses, if it does. APP app. I'd like to see it push into earnings a little bit more than this. If it's just going to settle in right around my break even, when earnings are coming, I'm just going to get rid of it right before earnings. Never, ever hold through earnings any kind of a trade. Okay, if you're investing, that's different. Don't hold a trade through earnings ever, unless, like I told you before, you've got a ton of padding, of profit padding on it, and you've been taking partial profits along the way. So you have multiple factors working, helping you with holding that over. And you also have to have a good outlook on it, of course. It has to be a growth stock. You wouldn't do that with a value stock like Verizon or AT&T or Campbell's Soup or Toilet Paper Company or something. You can only do that with a growth company who's innovating some new technology. All right, well, Reddit keeps going, and I'll be taking more profits on that. I'm up 29% on that. Robinhood, which I'm up 39% on, also doing good, and earnings coming up soon. Next week will be Robinhood earnings, Reddit earnings, a lot of these. IonQ pulling back today. I guess it ran out of bull interest, and so it's pulling back. Bulls want cheaper prices, which means they don't really believe in it as much as you might think. It's not a good sign. Microsoft, it's been choppy for a long time, for a year now. It's been in this region. It's been in this area for a year. So there's no real kind of recent growth going on in there, although it can start at any minute. Microsoft Lunar. All right, 4 minutes until PMI. Lunar, all right, it's doing fine. Tesla is also a manic position. It's pulling back. I'm probably going to have to cut out soon on Tesla for a loss. Duolingo continuing to have a good day today. Going to look back at par, my Webull position. Okay. Now, DNA. These are pilot positions that I could potentially build a position on. Pilot positions instead of pilot trades. DNA Palm. PULM. I don't know why I typed E. Summit. ACBA. AS. SoFi. SMLR. OLO. I basically need to be stopping out of this today on OLO. Looks like I didn't get any profits on it. Yeah, I just going to get out of it, reclaim the money, put it elsewhere. But this isn't a nice growth cycle. It's a very strong growth cycle. It's just, it's not working out. Hey, that happens sometimes. Some stocks do, and some stocks don't. Root, YPF. Oh man, that's not looking good. I'm going to get rid of YPF as well. Glad to be reclaiming some cash here. Calm, because I was maxed. Oh, well, I still had room, but pretty maxed. Calm's doing okay. INSM had a nice run that I took advantage of. However, it's now slowing down. And I'm trying to build a position on this. But we got earnings coming up, so I'm going to have to snip it right before earnings if it doesn't have enough padding. SE. Yeah, it's doing fine. I'm building position there. Amazon. Oh, I didn't even know I had some Google. We'll take a look at that. Amazon's got earnings in like a day or two. And I am way up on that apparently. Okay, it shows only 16%. Not sure why. Maybe I added on and I didn't indicate that. Let me see. Is this 16%? Well, it'll tell me here. This says I'm up 21%. Let's see. 16%. I was up to the top to the 2-to-1 that was 21%. Yeah, 60%. All right. It looks like more than that, but it's not. Google way down. Down here, and it looks like selling off on the ER news. And I'm not going to sit around and see if it gets worse or better. It's not good. I'm going to reclaim that money. And then back to United Airlines, and now we've gone through everything. I do want to take a particular close watch on Palantir, my largest position. And I've been in this before and done very well. But, confidence can screw you sometimes too, So I want to keep an eye on it. Here it is on the 5-minute, 1-minute, weekly chart, and daily chart. Yeah, you can see today so far it's just been back all over. This is quite choppy. And I imagine it's just waiting for PMI. Okay, PMI comes out in 30 seconds. And it can be interpreted many ways too. So we literally just need to watch the market for an hour and a half. I'm not going to do that with you here. The live stream will be ending shortly. But we will watch the market and see how it reacts. You're going to see it in rates, which way it goes, the dollar, whether the dollar gets stronger or weak, and the market itself, growth market and value market up here, crypto. So we'll see what the reaction is. There it is. Okay, so the report is out. Let's see what comes again. PMI reported 52.8. Consensus was 54.3. So it's fell a little short. But it looks like the immediate reaction on the market is positive, as well as with yields. Positive. I mean, the yields went up, but that's a positive for bonds. Bonds are being bought up, which is a sign of sovereign strength of a country. But gold is going up. So that's a little odd. We're getting some mixed signaling. VIX is staying. The dollar is stable. Crypto stable. Growth stronger. Value and industrials. Value fine. Industrials going down. That's disinflationary. So the only thing that's contradictory here is gold. But all other signs lead to this was a strong number, like a good number, a positive number. Let's see if anyone's already making any comments about that on Twitter. Let's see. I'm waiting for the page to refresh. Okay. Yeah, it's starting to get all the results back. They're playing actually 52.3. Yeah. Okay, so no one's commenting on it quite yet, at least on Twitter. I follow a lot of people, and they usually have an opinion within moments. So we'll see what we get here. All right, Palantir trying. If Palantir can get up and over 102.70 here, I think it's in a 4-point uptrend cycle for the day. PAR just continues to just not do well. Apple CEO Tim Cook on DeepSeek. In general, I think innovation that drives efficiency is a good thing. And that's what you see in that model. Yeah, kind of not. DeepSeek actually was not able to do what they did without the $100 million infrastructure of ChatGPT. Turns out they used ChatGPT to pre-filter their data. They couldn't have pre-filtered that data without ChatGPT. All right, bonds are seriously being bought up. So this was a really strong sign economically speaking, as far as bonds are indicating on the market. Now, it looks like not bonds, but like everything else is indicating the other way. Bitcoin's kind of going down on this news. Value stocks are kind of going down on this news. Industrials are going down on this news. That could be disinflationary, so that's good. And we're seeing rates come down, indeed, in bonds. The VIX is stable. The dollar is going down. Okay, so now we have a few things in confluence. And it's Bitcoin is going down, gold is going up. That's confluence. That the gold goes up when things are scary. Bitcoin is going down. The dollar is going down. And now the growth market's going down, and so is the S&P 500, which is industrials and value and growth. And value is going down, but rates are still going down. But probably rates are going to bounce here with everything moving the way it is. So, okay, now we're actually taking a much stronger outlook on this PMI report. And it looks negative. Looks like it's going to be a negative, which is the way I read it at first, 52 instead of 54. A slight negative. So what's going to happen now probably is we're going to have a red sell-off going on until bulls go, okay, that's good enough. Or, they'll start to sweep up. They'll start to buy the discounts. But yep, breadth has deteriorated. We have 60% of the line moving negative now. It was 50-50 all morning, so uncertain. Now it's 60% negative. So if that were to move to 80 or 90% negative, usually that carries for the rest of the day. But 70% negative or positive can usually find a bottom. But if you have too wide of breadth, there's too much agreement, and that can cause continuation all day. So far, it's now moving to about 75% negative breadth. So it's not good. What was I about to look at here? Let me think. I was going to look at something. Just got a profit target hit on DNA. Oh, I think I just wanted to look at how is Palantir handling this pullback. All right, so it's not really causing Palantir to act much different than it has been acting. So Palantir remains in its lane. That's interesting. All right, and then overall, we'll just have to see how this market goes today. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Hope that was helpful to you. And come into our group. The links are in the descriptions or somewhere there, wherever you guys are tuning in from. And you can come into our group and say hello and state your business. Like, what do you want to try? What tickers are you interested in? What kind of trading are you interested in? You just let us know. Okay. Have a good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.